Buddha was speaking, Buddha was reciting, or Buddha was preaching Dharma in Pāli. Okay? Buddha was speaking in Pāli. What is the Pāli? The Pāli language is like this. Avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya vijnana, vijnana paccaya namarupa, namarupa paccaya salayatana, salayatana paccaya passa, passu paccaya vedana. So like this, these are the words. So you may have no idea. But when I recite that, try to generate a feeling that, oh, how lucky we are at least to listen the words, how it sounds like the Pali that Buddha was preaching. So try to motivate yourself in that way. So you will feel more like connect with these things. So to connect what the Buddha said, I wish all of you may have at least a kind of or you may inspire to listen the Pali chanting. That's very important things. And of course, at the end of the days, we will make a kind of like Pali chanting, a short Pali chanting. Okay. So okay, let me summarize what was the between, like what was the between, like Venerable Venerable Ananda and the Buddha. So yes, Venerable Ananda came to the Buddha and he was said, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so glad that knowing that how marvelous, how wonderful this Paṭiccasamuppāda. Paṭiccasamuppāda means dependent origination. Okay, so try to memorize the words Paṭiccasamuppāda. So now I told you two stories about. One is the Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Assaji. Okay, how the roots of the dependent originations. Okay, and second one is, it is difficult to understand even for us today. It was difficult for many people. Many people, all the sentient beings actually. Here you see, do not say so Ananda, do not say so Ananda. These dependent arising, Venerable Ananda is D and appears to D, not because of not understanding and not penetrating this Dharma. This Dharma means this dependent origination theory. Okay, Ananda, these generations has like the tangle and seeking, like the knock and ball, like the thread, and matter rust reeds and does not pass through the samsara. Like the bamboo, the roots of the bamboo, you cannot find which one come from where. So like that way. So yeah, it's like tangle everywhere. So we don't know actually, like, why I'm so suffering, why this happened to me. So there is so many reasons, and not understanding these reasons, we are suffering. And there is another section in the Tripitaka. It is called the Anamataggavagga. That means it is very difficult to see the beginning of samsara. The samsara, right? The circle of birth and death. So we are here in samsara. So due to the fortunate life, according to Buddhist understanding, we born as a human beings. Okay, and this is a very good fortunate time for us to understand all these dependent originations. Otherwise, we don't know what should be happen next. So in this section, there is one sutta is called Asu Sutta. That means tear. When we cry, so there is a tear. Okay, so the sutta name is Tear Suttas. In that sutta, Buddha was asking from the monks, what do you think? The tears, he started like this. Okay, the great ocean, right? And lots of water. It's like we cannot count how much there, how many liters are there, right? And Buddha is saying that in this samsara, throughout samsara, there were many situations where we were crying and the tear was falling. And if you collect all this tear, is more than this great ocean. So things where it started. And of course, Buddha said, even you cannot find the beginning point of this samsara. You cannot find even the beginning point of this samsara. So that much time. Yes, this time we are very lucky. We were as human beings. We have the Dharma context. We have the good country, good situation, safe, comparing many others' world. We are very lucky. But in this samsara, there was many times we were suffering. We were animal. We were had better life than this, but it's still like this. So ups and down in this samsara is because we are not understanding the reality of phenomena as it is. We always try to understand how can I transfer this phenomena as I wanted. So in this section, in this discussion, what we are going to do is theoretically understand what is this the dependent origination about, and how can we apply this in our society, in our life, in our daily life. So when we say how to apply this, that is like life goes as it is, but when the things are happening, can be stopped for a while or push for a while and see what can be the cause behind all these kind of feelings, all these kind of phenomena. So that is what we are going to learn from here. Okay, and now with these things, let me bring you to the situation regarding the Buddha's time. Okay, and let me read. Maybe I can read you with. According to the Sanyukta Nikaya Attakatha, that means there is one commentary. It's called the Sanyukta Nikaya. Okay. All the bodhisattvas first, no need to read, just explain you, otherwise it will be reading. So according to this text, okay, this text actually further elaboration of the some suttas. So according to these suttas, so all the the bodhisattvas, okay, having fulfilled all the paramis, perfection, they have become the Buddha. So when they have become the Buddha, they go through all the jhana. From the jhana, after the arising from the jhana, they look the world, okay? They look the world, how the sentient being, the world is going, and they see, oh, these sentient beings are suffering a lot. Their sentient beings are suffering a lot, and out of compassion, this the Buddha, okay, out of compassion, the Buddha start to teaching this Dharma. And the first things that our Gautama Buddha, the Sakyamuni Buddha, did is the contemplation on this Paṭiccasamuppāda. So there is 3 sutta. It's called the Patama Bodhi Sutta, Dutiya Bodhi Sutta, and Tatiya Bodhi Sutta, or Patama Sambodhi Sutta, something like that. That means the first thoughts, or first some kind of the things that Buddha was reflecting on was this Paṭiccasamuppāda. Okay, and now and this is recorded in actual Udana Pāli. Okay, as you see, it is recorded in Udana Pāli. Udana means here like joyful utterance. So Buddha was in meditation. After he became the Buddha, he was in the samadhi, concentrated, and after wake up him. So during the samadhi, he was reflecting all this dharma, and after that, he was saying some utterance, some joyful utterance. For example, if you do the 1 hour meditation, after you finish your meditation, it was disaster sometimes for some. Oh, it was very peaceful. There is some utterance. So this is the like joyful utterance. Okay. So we will see what are the joyful utterance, and after the whatever all the joyful utterance was collected in this Udana Pāli. Okay, this is the text. So maybe next week or next our discussion, I will classify the 12 links. Okay, it's like according to past, present, and future. There are some divisions. What are the causes related to connected to the past life, and what are the the links that connect to this present life, and what are the what will be happen like the result or the vipaka in the future if you go like this and that way. So there are some kind of divisions, And there is another divisions like coming from the forward and reverse system. So there is a like such kind of different the classification. So next time we will talk about it, more classification and also reading. So let me take you to this section. Actually, this is very important. I wanted to say read together actually. Okay, Paṭiccasamuppāda. Can you see, or is it too small? Paṭiccasamuppāda or doctrine guides the beings towards the Buddhahood. Okay, so through the understanding the Paṭiccasamuppāda, sentient beings go through the Buddhahood. In fact, all the Buddhas attain the enlightenment through the practicing it. That means Paṭiccasamuppāda, having understand the doctrine of dependent co-arising. Okay, this doctrine is deeply profound, and it stated in the one text called. Actually, I wanted to print out this, but all the printout shop is closed today. Yeah. There is one sutta is called the Maha Nidana Suttas. Okay, Maha means great, Nidana means causes. This sutta talk about all the causes. Okay, in this sutta it is talk about that is there any way that I can put in like one pages? Can you help me? Like this, like single pages.
You said you want to print.
Can we?
I think I can try. There's an office up there.
But
Or next time.
maybe next time.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah. So in this So in this sutta it says like it's talking about all the causes, and so as we said, due to difficult to understand all these teachings, so there was many people were saying about the samsara, why we are suffering, what are the human lives, why are not suffering, what will happen, what is the differences between the phenomena and ourselves, in many ways, in many reasons. So some says the world and beings are created by the God. These beings experience happiness and suffering according to the will of that creator gods. You can understand, right? The beings, that means sentient beings like the human beings, go to the happiness or misery after the death according to the will of that creator God. That means the world, and sentient being, human beings are created by those who are believe the creation theory. They have said this world, the human beings are created, or beings are created by the creator. So everything happened according to the creator wish. So, and some said without a creator, being arose. So there was some says, this is like even during the Buddha's time, there was many other religious teachers who were saying that. Some were accepted creators, some did not accept the creator, and those who did not accept the creator, they said, without creator, all these beings and the elements, like for example, the water, fire, air, earth, water, fire, air, these four great elements were created. Was born. And the same time, some people said the soul and the body are the one. Some people said, this physical body and the soul are the same thing, they do one things. And they said, some other people say, no, these two things are separated. Soul is one thing, and this body is another things, and this soul is within this body. And some other people say, some other religious says, those who have those who have said that soul and the body are the one, they have said, with the destruction of the body, that means after the death, the soul will be union with the Brahma Sahavyata. Thereafter, after the death, Okay, being a reborn, not reborn. So, and there is nothing to be gained by merits or demerits. What does it mean? It says, those who like after the death, okay, somebody dead, and the soul will be reunited with the Creator, and there is nothing about this body. So there is nothing called good deed and bad deed, because they do not believe in karma. Okay. And there are some other people, some other religious who said those soul is not means the soul is not something that perished like the body. Okay, the soul never dies. Okay, when the body is broken or died, the soul leaves the body and enter to the new body, just like the birds leave the nest. So it's like that. There's a no. Those who believe. Okay, there are some people who believe that okay, after we die, so body will be just go and soul will be find another new form, another bodies. It is like the change in the house, change in the nest. Okay, and at the same times there are some other people, some other religious teachers who said beings experience happiness and suffering according to their previous karma. Okay, it says you cannot do nothing. I mean, you can't do anything about what we are going to face in this life, because everything is determined already from your previous life. Like if you did something bad, you have to go through. If you do something good, you have to go through in this world. These are not the Buddha said, these are some of the religious teachers, those just said, okay. And some others said, okay, some said, completely reject the consequences of the karma. People there did not accept the karma. So that is called something called the Akriyavada. And there are also some people who said the one who committed the sin, okay, suffered and the consequences. So while there people did not accept the karma, there are some people who said no, if you do some good bad things, you have to go through it. That means more or lessly they accepted the karma theory. So another said, some other said, suffered the consequences of the karma committed by another. It's like, okay, you are facing some of the difficulty, challenge, not because you did something wrong, but someone that related to you did something wrong. So that's why you have to facing it. So you are facing this karma. Okay. And some said these beings exist in the past. Okay, like the same beings, it was in the past. Okay. And some people say no, it did not exist in the past, but having the present moment. Okay, so like this. So there are so many ideas are like that. So why these ideas? It is because exactly don't know what's going to be happen, what is happening behind this phenomena. So even during the Buddha's time, there were the people who were worshipping like the trees, mountain, and junction, like in the beginning of the junctions. So they are calm, they offer, because there was fear, like what will happen, because many people say many things in many ways. Many religious things, teachers said things are things in many ways, and sometimes they are confused. Okay, they are confused, they don't know what to do, so they hold one of this. So so this is what the Buddha said, like extreme, or like the views, and these are the wrong views. Okay, so the doctrine of Paṭiccasamuppāda does not align with any of above mentioned views. Okay, the Paṭiccasamuppāda does not talk about any of this idea. There is soul, there is not soul, there are war, there will be, there is a karma, there is not karma. It does not say anything about it. So in this Paṭiccasamuppāda teachings, okay, in this sutta, Mahanidana Sutta, the Buddha stated, or Buddha said that because of the cause and effect, okay, it is all because cause and effect, Dhamma, cause, the theory of, the Dhamma means here like the theory of cause and effect, okay, the Dhamma means here the cause and effect theory cannot be identified, or beings, those views arise because they could not understand the theory of cause and effect. Okay, that's why they had such a views, ideas, and also not being able to entangle in various views. So, and there was so because of that, there was suffering in samsara for many times, and they're still suffering, and it continue as long as we are not understand this. So again, this is same things as I said. So not because of not understanding this theory, the Paṭiccasamuppāda, still we go through these problems. Okay, so until the sentient beings that learns, understand, and realize this Paṭiccasamuppāda, okay, or make them freeing themselves free from this net of wrong views. That means they have to overcome these wrong views and realize the truth. So they will unable to overcome the samsara. What does it mean? So as long as we are unable to understand this theory of cause and effect, we will hold on some, the views, wrong views, as we mentioned, any of them. So, and we will unable to overcome this samsara. Okay. Therefore, anyone who wants to be free from some suffering in samsara must try to gain the knowledge of this Paṭiccasamuppāda doctrine. For this reason, the Paṭiccasamuppāda doctrine holds a high place in Buddha's teaching. This profound doctrine can be truly be known only during the time of the Buddha. Okay, so this teaching appears only during the time of the Buddha. So there was many, even before the Buddha's enlightenment, this Dhamma cannot find. They cannot find. This Paṭiccasamuppāda Dharma only reveals to the society, to the worlds, only after a Buddha is born. A Bodhisattva becomes the Buddha and he teach. Unless that, there is no way to find this Dharma. Okay. But unfortunately, okay, most of us, even today, know very little or nothing about the Paṭiccasamuppāda doctrine. As a result, we do not receive the great benefits available from this Buddha Sasana, that means from this Buddha's teachings that we have encountered. That means, so due to lack of knowledge about these dependent originations, we don't know how to actually get the best benefit from this Buddha's teaching. So that's why I said this is the journey. I'm not going to, at the end of this 12 discussion, you are not going to be enlightened, but you will be, of course, you try food knows, you will be able, but you will be get some knowledge about, some understanding, some realization about this most important teaching, so-called the Paṭiccasamuppāda. And the more you try to understand it, the more you will get it. It is like there's a pond, the water is there. So it's like we are muddy, okay? So they're everywhere dirty. So there's a pond, and I go through, I walk by the lake, and I say, oh, there's a very nice lake. But I don't go to the lake or don't go to the ponds and wash my dirt, mud. So I cannot get the benefits. And there are some people who go and just wash their feet. And there are some people who wash until their knee. There are some people until their like chest. There are some people will go and just wash all the the muds. So it's up to us. It's another way is like forest. In the forest there are so many trees. So some may enter to the forest looking for like the hard wood of the trees. Hard wood. That's a very, very important one, right? But some people will enjoy the walking. Some people enjoy the flowers and take flowers and come back. Some people make some branch, come back. Some people take some things like fruits, come back, but never get the hard root of the tree. But there is some people who will go it, analyze it, and get it. So that's the things. That's what Buddha has said. Tumhe kicchangatapang akkataru tathagata aha. That means, as a Buddha, okay, the Buddha, what need to be said, what need to be done is already done. Now it's our time to follow or to learn it, to understand it, to realize it, and walk accordingly. A Buddha cannot make us enlightened. He can tell only the way. Okay, if you go this way, this will happen. If you go this way, this will happen. Choice is us. We are the person who make the decision. Okay. So there is a few texts which explain about this Paṭiccasamuppāda. Okay. For example, there is like the Vibhanga commentary, so-called Sammoha Vinodani, and also there is also Visuddhimagga, and there is also some other suttas which talk about, analyze one by one. So we will see, or we will take some time to time, we will bring the points from there in our discussion, because we need the support. We will talk about it. Okay, and so today today I will talk about, after talking about the terms and translation and some of the reference suttas, we will read together the sutta itself and we will go for the meditation. Okay. So word is like this. What is the Paticca? Again. The word is Paṭiccasamuppāda. Okay. So the dependent co-arising. So okay, in the Pali it's called the Paticca. In the Sanskrit it's called the Paṭiccasamuppāda. Okay, is regarded as a key teaching in Buddhism. So there is some translation. Okay, so these terms, what are the terms? Can you say? Can you read the terms? Paṭiccasamuppāda. Yeah, Paṭiccasamuppāda. So if instead of telling dependent origination, if I say Paṭiccasamuppāda, will you remember what I'm talking about, what I'm referring about in the future? Good. So it's very easy for me, like suppose the Paṭiccasamuppāda instead of dependent origination. So Paṭiccasamuppāda. So this word translated into several English words by several people. So some of the translation is like dependent co-arising. Okay, dependent co-arising. Oh, I should put here like the Chinese translation. Actually, I was looking for like what the Chinese translation can be. Maybe tomorrow I will ask one of our master. Yeah. Sub. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. That one. Yeah. And okay, this word translated as dependent co-arising, dependent originations, dependent co-production, also sometimes called the causal conditioning, also causal genesis. Is it genesis? Yes. A condition genesis or causal dependencies. So it's all about like cause and conditions. There is also something that what is cause and conditions. Okay. So maybe personally I like to translate the word is like co-arising, dependent co-arising. So dependent arising but co-arising because one cause for the next one, something like that. Okay. So now, whatever I said earlier, some stories, some background, some of the things, this and that, those are to bring you actually to this level. Okay, in a way it starts from here. So first of all we have to know what the words mean. So we are talking about the Paṭiccasamuppāda. So there is a different translation. So the one can be one very popular translation, dependent origination or dependent co-arising. Okay, yeah. And so just to give you a little bit the meaning of the Paṭiccasamuppāda, it is like just like the smoke arises from the fire. Okay, fruits from the trees. Okay, and whatever brings being to the something that exists before is called the Paṭiccasamuppāda. So this definition coming from there's one the commentary. So that means now where the fire come from? Fire is a smoke. So a smoke is because of what? Fire. And the fruits, flower is because of trees.